All right, I'm going to share with you something today that I've never shared publicly before. And I had a little hesitancy because I was a little nervous in sharing it, but you know what? I'm gonna share my truth. A couple years ago, I was traveling back to the United States from the Paris Peace Forum. I had just met with all these world leaders to talk about the civil rights that I had won here in America, how I served my country. And when I came to the border here in New York City, I was detained. In fact, I was coming home to New York City because Time Magazine was honoring me for the work that I had done to serve this country. But when I came home, I, who had been born in this country, was whisked away to another room to be questioned if I truly belonged in America. I, who had worked at NASA, White House, had security clearance, who had served this country for years, who was traveling to an event honoring me for serving this country, was detained and questioned about whether or not I belonged in this country. And the waiting room was filled with people of color. It was filled with Asians. I wondered what the difference was because I traveled with a colleague who has a different skin tone, a white male colleague, why he got detained and I didn't. And when I was released, there was no apology. I remember shaking as I called my lawyer friends who told me that the cruel reality is that many of their clients experienced this, that they were so resigned to the racism that they simply moved to a different country. I had a choice to fight this experience or swallow my pain and let it go. And this is a terrible choice I know that many Asian Americans are confronted with on a daily basis. I woke up this morning asking myself what it means to be an Asian American woman. For the past 3 decades, that experience has often been defined by things outside of me. The smell of the food that I brought to school, the way tongues would trip over my last name, the sounds of repeated question, but where are you really from? Being an Asian American woman means staring down the barrel of objectification. It means cracking the porcelain on the china doll and washing away the yellow fever. It means slaying the dragon before it consumes me. My name is Amanda Nguyen, and I am not your peril. I'd like you to close your eyes and listen. Do you hear it? It's a community dying to be heard, a heartbeat that is strong and steady, coursing through the tracks of this country, carrying the blood of our sacrifices, giving life to cities raised from dust. And yet, America forgets its heart. We are not your model minority. We are multitudes, neighbors, we are Oscar winners, we are people, and we stand on the shoulders of incredible individuals whose names were deemed too hard to pronounce, too insignificant to be included in the history books. The same history books where growing up, I searched for myself. I was constantly reminded that I was an outsider, that my eyes or my skin or my hair made it too different to be American enough. I found myself in the pockets of this country, tucked away in cultural enclaves like Chinatowns and H Marts and dance halls. It enforced the idea that I too should be tucked away. Parts of me that were Asian, keep them submissive. Hide the Nguyen, show the Amanda. And I look to all of you today. I see the quilt of this country, woven by the thread of our community's legacy. It is the violence that brings us today. But today, we rise. We rise against hate. We rise for each other, for our community, our ancestors, our legacies. We rise to build a world that is safer for us. Do you hear it? It is the beat of a broken heart that continues to mend day by day, strong and steady, coursing through the veins of this country, carrying the blood from our contributions, singing a song that says, I am here and I belong. Thank you.